Very good. You're there. Count Fenring wants to talk to you, and it's never a good idea to keep our dear Fenring waiting. Come to me in Harko as soon as you can. I have a ribbon for you, kitten.
Can I fly you somewhere today? Music tonight? Well, the hurt? Oh.
The kitten is back. Do we have business? Dangerous to speak that name aloud. Even here, beneath the cone of silence. You understand that we are not official. We are the hidden hand. Our connection offers no protection, only the danger of discovery and a slow death at the hands of those who would thwart the Imperium's interests. You better be. Dangerous times for us all. I hope you're ready, kitten. Well, I didn't ask. I'll have my men take you to him. His instructions are clear. We need to blindfold you first. See? I told you I had a ribbon for you, didn't I, kitten? Such trust. I promise not to take advantage of it.
Ah, my favorite assassin. I must confess that reading Alara's reports is a rare pleasure. Except this last report. You entered the ruins of old Carthag, accompanied by the outlaw Zantara, and you returned alone. Tell me, what happened down there? As a mentat, your mind is a fortress built on logic and reason. Yet even the most impregnable fortress conceals hidden gates. Tell me what transpired. Spare no detail. The Beni Tlilax, a nest of spiders that burned with old Carthag, or so I thought. And you, a Gola, the flesh of the fallen, reborn. Fascinating. Your service has earned you answers. Ask. Years ago, my informants traced some unusual activity in Carthag to a Beni Tlilaxu lab. Before we could investigate further, the city was destroyed. The destruction of old Carthag is considered a terrible accident. But was it? I believe it was the Tlilaxu who destroyed the city. A monstrous choice. Destroying innocent lives to cover their profane works. They were the first sign that the Beni Tlilax were not done with Arrakis. My agents began reporting stir-ups among the minor power players. We quickly discovered that these were Tlilax agents, but that they were Gola was unexpected. Nevertheless, I could not allow them to destabilize the region. We must each do our part, and the spice must flow. Unlike clones, who are grown from living cells, Gola are grown from the flesh of one who has died. The process of doing so is knowledge known only to the Bene Tleilax. They make a fortune dealing their blasphemous wares across the Imperium. Spoiled La Familia will pay extraordinary sums to have their favorite pet or retainer resurrected. But they are never quite the same. No Gola has the memories of its original host. No Gola remembers who they are. If you value the past, or the mind, then Gola are worthless. Indeed, you are a refinement. Your compulsion doesn't drive you to madness as it did the ones who came before you. You have a great deal of imprinting. You can learn skills that take decades to develop in a short amount of time. And, fascinatingly, you don't have the appearance of whoever you are originally grown from. Perhaps that is the clue. You must have been someone with a recognizable face. The Bene Tleilax are forced to hide you in plain sight. Perhaps we can discover the answer together. Recently, there has been a string of murders in Arrakis. The victims have all been my agents at one time or another. A Tleilax retaliation for your efforts on my behalf. My chief inspector believes so. Travel to Arrakis. Find my investigator in the Imperial Consulate. He'll be thrilled to have the help. I expect nothing but excellence from you. Report to Alara when you are done. I will continue research into your origins.
Well, if it isn't Fenring's pet puzzle box. Last we met, there was a Sardaukar blade against your throat, and I was debating how best to make you scream. Careful, prisoner. I might start thinking you're trying to scare me. Truth is what I'm after as well, but words are easy. Actions will tell me if you mean it. We don't have time for guesswork, but rushing breeds mistakes, and mistakes mean more blood on the streets. This killer is methodical, precise, and they won't stop until the job's done. There's a pattern to the victims. Find it, and you might catch them in the act. If the killer's still here, and we believe they are, then this is our best and maybe only chance to stop them. And make no mistake, if the Bene Tleilax are involved, this isn't just a string of murders. It's a purge, carefully planned and devastating. A threat not only to Arrakis, but to the stability of the entire Imperium. There is no we. You go out and dig. I stay here and wait for the results. Don't come back empty-handed. They were competent, trained, and experienced. But skill only gets you so far when someone's watching your every move. They ran into something or someone they didn't expect. That's why they're dead now. No one's been able to stop whatever's behind this yet. You want suspects? Count Fenring has enemies stacked like sandbags. Some want him dead, some want him ruined, and the rest are just waiting to see which comes first. You're not Fenring's only pet. He's got a whole shelf of broken things he likes to wind up and watch. Start with the engineer Austin Lath on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull. The last two victims were known associates. He must be mixed up in this somehow. He's not out on the floor with the common drinkers, if that's what you're thinking. Lath sticks to the back rooms, quiet, curated, and expensive enough to keep the rabble out. Of course not. They are restricted to patrons of higher standing than prisoner. You'll have to speak with the barman on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull, Alistair Chin. Either he or their security man, Ugo Firenze, can provide access. Agent doesn't mean what you think here. Fenring's people aren't all cloak and dagger types. More like a specialized bunch of killers and survivors. You fit in better than you realize. If only I had a dossier and a drink menu. Find the man. You'll learn more in 5 minutes than I could tell you in 10. Should you require further guidance, return to me. Welcome to the Matador Room. If you're here for shade, spirits, or secrets, you found the right bar. If you're here for honesty, I suggest dehydration. An engineer? Ah, my dear, we get all sorts. Tinkerers, thinkers, men with their heads in copper and sin. Austin Lath. That's not a name one forgets, even in this fog of faces and ruin. What's it to you? Grave danger, is it? Tragic how engineers attract it like rust. Yes, we all know Master Lath. He's a fixture both here at the bar and in the Espada Lounge, our members-only room in the back. Surprises for school children and clerks. I serve poison in crystal and betrayal in whispers. Trouble is my afternoon tea. Importance is relative, darling. To you, perhaps urgent. To me, just another evening with too many voices and too few tips. Talk to Ugo. He's the poor soul tasked with mopping up after people who think their urgency is persuasive.
Hello! Welcome to the Matador Room, where the spirit of Caladan steps into the ring, poised, unshaken, and noble to the end. Believe me, I would love to usher you in and cause a scandal. But unless your house's sigil is on the registry, you will have to enjoy this floor with the rest of us wretches. Follow all the leads you want, friend. But not past that curtain. I don't bend the rules just because someone sounds serious. Besides, the room is on lockdown. I'm just the gatekeeper here. A minor medical incident with a patron. We are grateful for your patience. Of course, discretion and propriety forbid me from disclosing the activities of our patrons. You understand. Hey, Thors sent you. Yes, we know Master Leith well. Alas, he is the subject of the unfortunate medical incident I spoke of. Yes, but that was before you identify yourself as the sub-prefect's agent. I regret to inform you that the engineer has suffered the most conclusive of health setbacks. Let's just say he won't be ordering more drinks anytime soon. Master Leith, he was not exactly a social creature, but he wasn't a monk either. Few faces came and went, trusted ones at that. Well, Alistair, the steward, kept him fed and pickled. The wine merchant, Ambrose Lucifera, would sometimes stop in for a glass or a five. He and Leith share a taste for esoteric reactionary literature. Oh, and his assistant, Hester Klimt. Well, she is the one who actually keeps the planetologist office running. If Leith had a shadow, it was her. She is a blend of outdated political theory, mystical dogma, and a romantic delusion. Written by fringe thinkers for fringe audiences. Master Leith's attentions were ever diverted by it, and proletarian erotica. Proletarian erotica. Titillating stories about the field hands and mechanics, usually. Grimy rendezvous in tool sheds and bunkhouses. Factory workers rotting behind oil drums while quoting dialectics. It's someone's version of liberation, I suppose. Very well. But may I ask what is it you are looking for? You are right, of course. If it was the murder, then Master Leith deserves some inquiry. I am ashamed. Your forbearance reminds me of our beloved Duke. Long may he live. What a conspiracy! The man was cooked on Vanta draft, and he liked to play revolutionary between relapses. Very well. I grant you access to the lounge, but I make it quick. Please, wave your little wand around. You will see what I saw. The trail of a man who burned from the inside out.
if you're hearing this, well, I didn't get away. I'm Austin Lathe, engineer. The guy they call when they want things done, not questions asked. There was this one chance I could have said no, but I didn't. I crunched the numbers, fine-tuned them. That was all it took to bring down the ceiling on 1 million lives. I didn't press the button, but I knew it was coming. I just didn't want to disappoint the guy who asked. They gave me a new title, a nicer coat, called me Na Familia. But after that, they wouldn't look me in the eye. And the thing I hear over and over, it's not the blast, it's my silence. When I found this pamphlet stuck behind a sink, you dig, you sweat, you die, and your work builds opera houses on worlds you'll never see. There was a sandfly stamped on the back, razor wings, sickle-shaped stinger. What bleeds in silence must one day sing. Didn't get it then, but those words stuck.
I swear to the stars, if you're here to ply me with a drink, I'm going to shove shards of glass in your eyes. I'm sorry. Am I sorry? No, I'm not. Let me be plain. This is the worst possible time. I do not wish to speak. Kindly go away, please. You've seen... Very well. Let's get this over with. My name is Hester Klimt. Ask your questions. I was his assistant. We worked together at the Imperial Planetologist's office. That's the extent of our relationship. No. And what does it matter? There's no foul play. Unless you have some compelling evidence or medical training, I have to deal with the fallout now. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare. I have to clean out his office. I have to prepare for his replacement. There's too much.
You do not appear to be injured or ill. So what brings you to my clinic? I can't say I know the name, but I'm afraid my head has been buried in matters concerning my clinic of late. What's this to do with me? A possible murder, then? I see. That is interesting. At least morbidly so. Today has taken an interesting turn. I'll do the best I can without a body to directly examine. What can you tell me about the state of the cadaver? That could definitely support suspicions of poison. However, there are myriad other medical reasons that could cause such discoloration. A poison snooper would be the most expedient method. I'm afraid I don't have any snoopers at all. My supplies are lacking in general at the moment. If I knew that, I'd have one already. But I'm not exactly familiar with the more illicit sources of goods in Arrakis.
Hi there, friend. Looking for anything special? Well, color me curious. You've got a specific purpose in your eyes. What are you looking for? You're in luck. I just so happen to have a snooper. I could part with it for a proper pittance of Solari, or perhaps some alternative form of payment. Solari always spends. Much obliged.
You? Again? You're like a rash. Sorry. Was that hurtful? Not hurtful enough. How is this supposed to go? I'm in over my head. I'm not in the proper state of mind, and I promise there will be collateral damage if I have to open my mouth. Murder? That's impossible. How could you... How? No, there's clearly been a mistake. The situation is insane enough without these wild theories. All right, you nerve-wracking hound. Let me think. Perhaps I do know something that would help. Ask your questions. Stranger than usual? He did become extra agitated. Paranoid, even. Particularly after a meeting with a strange woman. A redhead. He met with her in a closed room for hours. He came out, distressed, immediately ordering a Thopter transport for the following day. I don't know if I should... He had a secret workshop in the Eastern Shield Wall. I don't know why he chose such a remote location. I don't know what he worked on there. I never saw him work. I'll send you the coordinates of the workshop.
Ah, you are back. How can I help? But who would want to kill a Master Lathe? He was already doing a good job over that himself. Between his taste for that toxic Harkonnen brew he loved so much, and the company he kept. House deserters and ex-Dune men mostly. Not the kind that file taxes or hold court on Kaiten. Keep it down, stranger. But yes, if you are asking if Master Lathe drifted that far, he did. Master Lathe was a creature of habit, wretched ones. Benders that lasted days. Women and drink until he couldn't see straight. Oh, public! Shouting poetry in the gutter. One sock, no shoes. The sheriff, he dragged him in more than once. No charges, of course. Not for his kind. He would vanish, poof. Sometimes for days or weeks at a time. Always come back clear-eyed, skin back like a desert stone. That is when he would hole up in the private room, pour himself a Vanta, crack open one of those revolutionary tomes, and the cycle would begin anew.
Found what you were looking for? Or just a new regret to pair with your drink? I believe you are mistaken. Master Lathe is under the influence of something quite spiritual. Vanta Draft. Known side effects include coma, confession, and occasionally death. But let's be generous and assume the middle one. You're right, no games. Just a corpse in the Espada room, and a list of insults I had hoped to use before Vanta Draft finished what regret started. Murdered? No. Master Lathe was far too committed to slow, deliberate self-annihilation, not flashy enough for murder. Self-loathing's not a flaw in this town. It's a currency, and Master Lathe had it to spare. He spent it on bad liquor, bad romance, and bad books, in that general order. Vanta Draft poured black as regret. The real stuff, illegal with a trace of poison, mined in barrels, not bottled. Master Lathe said it was the only drink honest enough to finish what he started. Not officially, just a spice stabilizer that got banned in 3 systems. Makes the color pretty. Also kills your liver. Depending on who you ask, that's a feature. Optimistic. That's generous. The bottle said, may impair judgment. Master Lathe read that as permission. Master Lathe collected bad decisions like drink tickets. And love was just another excuse to disappear for a night. Or 3. Weird stuff, off-the-record titles. Things that don't circulate legally. Class struggle, worker dignity. That sort of quaint filth. The kind of books that'll get you locked up on over half the systems in the Imperium. Sorry. The desk to sign out library books is on the lower floor. Things you don't read for fun. Anti-imperial treatises. Sandfly manifestos. I don't know. I suppose he wanted to unbolt the class system with his wrench and conviction. Should have known tools like us don't get to fix things. We just hold the weight until it crushes us. You will have to ask his assistant, Hester Klimt. She catalogues tragedy like a tax collector. Go spoil her mood.
If it isn't my would-be assassin with a heart of gold, or perhaps silver or bronze, I can always count on you to liven up a mundane evening. Austin's dead, but I only saw him recently. So full of life. Wait, is this a potential murder investigation? How charmingly macabre! Do you really think someone murdered poor Austin? Shh, don't spoil it. Yes, I simply must be involved. How might I facilitate your sleuthery? Now see here, I am only midway through today's debauch, and am of sound enough mind to answer the queries of both of you. There are 2 of you, yes? I jest. Oh, do lighten up. This isn't a funeral, it's a possible murder scene. Why, I should think you'd be the resident expert on poisons with your involvement in the farcical plot to assassinate me. That was you, wasn't it? Just a jest at your expense. All water under the bridge, I assure you. Why, some of my closest friends have tried to murder me at one time or another. Now, what were we talking about? A proper murder mystery, and I'm a suspect. How wickedly romantic. Perhaps I felt a deadly envy toward my dear friend. Nothing comes to mind. He was a sad sack of wine, whereas I am rather fabulous. Come to think of it, we weren't very close friends. Pshaw, we can hammer out a motive later. I'm just glad to be in the rogues gallery of this caper. I can say this about poisoning Austin. It would be easy to do. The man had recently developed a bottomless appetite for spiced alcohol. Not everyone can handle vice with the charm and panache that I do. People like Austin turn alcoholic dependency into something depressing. Something terrible haunted that man. 1 part guilt and 2 parts fear of discovery, shaken well and garnished with intrigue. My, such a sharp and incisive mind. You're liable to cut yourself on it. I trust you'll keep that little deduction between us. It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor Austin.
Report. You rattled her then? Good. Did anything shake loose? Did she say where? If he was running, that's the direction we look. Very good. You're starting to think like a Cheops player. But every cleared square reveals a trap or a truth. Go see which one Lath left behind. The pyramid game. 9 levels. Like chess built for mentats. It doesn't matter if you have... The point is, you don't win Cheops by chasing pawns. Every piece changes value as you climb the board. Just like an investigation, you can't trust what's in front of you until you understand what's above it and what's beneath.
After the pamphlet, I started asking questions like, who does this serve? And the answer kept coming back. It serves them, the nobility. And nobody burned brighter on that pyre than Phaedra Vi. Old money, old grudges. She wore ruin like perfume. We drank, talked, pretended we weren't just ghosts. One night, I told her my worst secret, the one I can't say here. She didn't flinch. I asked her what that made me. A man, she said. A man with blood on his hands like the rest of us. You just don't wear gloves. Then one morning she showed up with real gloves, silk, elbow length. I knew she was hiding something. I gave her my worst sin like it was a love letter. She smiled, kissed me, then she asked for a confession. Not for her, for the Harkonnens. Said she needed money to buy back her family's heirloom. I laughed and asked if she was serious. Deadly, she said, and took another sip of her drink like it was just another Thursday.
You've been to the workshop. Did our engineer leave anything behind besides regrets? Well, you're still alive, so I assume the greeting committee took it poorly. What did you find? Of course she was. Phaedra always knew how to pull a thread, until the whole man came undone. You want answers? Go see Phaedra Vi. You'll find her apartment in the upper central plaza. Watch your step.
They think it's a tribute. A grand revival. I'm hosting it after all. Who better? The same fools who couldn't spell Genusian if I bled it onto parchment. Dressing up the corpse of old Carthage in borrowed silks like that makes it breathe again. But that night, it wasn't a party. It was the last time the world bent around me. I ruled it for a single night.
and nothing that came after ever mattered. Now they wear the masks. They mouth the toasts. They pretend they remember. It's not nostalgia. It's taxidermy. Still, if the ghosts are coming, I'll be waiting at the door.
Did you see Phaedra? I assume you found a trail to where she's hiding. Interesting. Then I hope your Thopter's gassed and waiting, because you're headed into the deep desert.
He thought I wanted justice. He thought I cared. What I wanted was my grandmother's necklace. The Star of Wisova. 6 generations of Vais wore it. Smuggled from Ikaz in a corset lined with blood. Gone when Carthage went up in flame. Austin saw the tears. He thought they meant something, so he gave me his truth like it was a gift. I didn't betray him. Not in the end. I kept his secret and lost the necklace anyway. Even if I'd held it again, it wouldn't bring back the ballroom, or the music, or the dancers. You can't ransom ghosts. And gods be damned, the dead never write thank you notes.
Report on the deep desert. Murder's noise. Cargo is signal. What kind of high value? Let me see it. Yes, I recognize some of these names. Tell me what you see. Interesting. What makes you say that? I see. You met with her? Somehow I missed that in your cheerful updates. A necklace, is it? It sounds like a sentiment wrapped around leverage. Of course. A Shigawai confession. Last refuge of the melodramatic. Easier to confess to a machine than face a reckoning, I suppose. Anything else? Coincidentally, I have a seat at a banquet with Phaedra Vi, and several others listed on that manifest. I'll gather what I can there. You go back to Phaedra's apartment. That note might be our next key.
presents The Official Truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Oath Council. So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. Our tale unfolds in the teeming industrial sprawl of Kalvik, the seat of Harkonnen power on Arrakis. It's early morning in the Beyond Quarter, as the workers ready themselves for a long day of
Come to tea, Devon. We'll be late again. Is there no more bread? I'm looking for dinner. To hell with the compact. Do they expect you to work as a machine? Never resting.
I've been trying to say this for weeks. Carthag, you want the truth? I was hired to fix a problem, quietly. A man, high voice, long shadow, wanted something buried. No noise, no survivors. I helped him, mapped fault lines, tuned resonance, knew exactly what would happen. They paid me, gave me a new collar, a title I never earned. Carthag fell. You've seen Ash. But I laid the tracks. When the train came, I looked away. The nightmares aren't fire or screams, they're silence. That moment before, I could have said no. Now it's inside me. The rot. I drink, I work, I don't sleep. Take this, sell it, burn it. Just remember, someone knew, even if I don't tomorrow. The two men say first silence, then dust, then wings in the dark. I used to think it was poetry. Now, it feels like a countdown.
Old Imperial lies. It's well known that the Ikwan pit will remove the blood of the dead to make water. Open your eyes, my son.
I wasn't going to tell you, but thanks to your Fremen hero, we're test firing a long-throw Cutteray auger today with an ungraded barrel.
It's that dangerous.
Only if the phase differential is off by more than 0.0003.
You can't. I forbid it. Why are they making you do this?
Because, Mother, Zantara destroyed the last facility that made and tested precision las barrels.
Oh, hey there, friend. Looking for anything special? That's not normally a good eye trade-in. I'm more hands-on. And I've got lots of customers, each with their own sordid affairs. None of my business. That's unfortunate. I shouldn't say. It's not good business. It's not safe. Damn, I've got an answer, but you aren't going to like it. Phaedra was part of a little cabal who collectively had a stash of treasure they took out of old Carthag before it blew. Last to live takes the pot. Phaedra was making desperate trades to get the funds to retrieve her ancestral necklace. Well, anything could happen in that nest of covetous snakes. As for that person listed on the manifest, the Overseer, that is Sub-Prefect Tours. He's overseeing that group. Not the sort of thing you spill over afternoon tea, is it? I suppose you'll be catching up with him then and leaving in a hurry, huh?
That's not your door to open, stranger. Push it, and you'll find I'm harder to move than most. And by order of the Emperor, I'm telling you to slow your gallop. There's nothing for you inside. Who are you, stranger? By the order of the Emperor is usually enough to run most folks off. But look at you. You got the gait of someone walking on borrowed authority. Fast or slow, I don't think you're gonna get much chatter out of them inside. They're all dead. We've got one survivor, technically. Old bird's flapping her wings on the way down. But she'll land soon enough. Tours. Now there's a theory. Got anything to go with that? Or are we just throwing darts in the dark? Normally I'd say this is above your pay grade. But frankly, I could use a second set of eyes. And if you already know some of these silt-wrapped corpses, all the better. Good. That saves us a few hours of corpse roulette. A few of these poor fools I already recognize by build or reputation. The rest you and your list can help with. It's my job to know who's whispering in the shadows. This crew kept to themselves. Rich, quiet, and just strange enough to raise my interest. I've had files on half of them since they landed. I mean, they didn't dine with the Atreides, didn't show up in the salons, and never hosted anyone outside their circle. Came down on private carriers, quiet ones. No welcome party, no flag waving. When nobles start behaving like spies, I start watching like one. These little gatherings weren't new. Masquerades are not. Same crowd, same vices. Wine, secrets, and shouting matches dressed up as witty banter. Masks just gave them an excuse to say the quiet parts out loud. They never shouted about spice or power. It was always the desert. Who knew what? Who had the map? Who owed something? Sounded more like a treasure hunt than a banquet. All I know is they were tight-lipped going out, and even tighter coming back. Anyhow, enough jawing. Let me get a look at that guest list. I'll match it with my data and cut through some guesswork. Appreciate it. Now I'll play scribe. You go play confessor. The old bird is waiting. Call her Countess if you like. I call her the last shriveled thorn on a dead branch. Sharp tongue, sharper memory. Don't be fooled by the frailty. She can still draw blood with a whisper. The butler saw things. Doesn't rattle easy. You do well to speak with him before the details slip through the cracks. See what the butler and the old hawk have to say. After that, come find me. I'll be the one holding this city together.
Do forgive the mess. They died as they lived, loudly and with abysmal table manners. Butler to the late lordlings of this doomed affair. My talents include wine pairing, corpse counting, and feigning deference. It began as a toast, ended as a cautionary tale. You may pick whichever part offends you the least. It's simple. Wine was poured, conversation flowed. Then, so did the convulsions. You will forgive my impertinence for pointing out there is a noble here who still draws breath, and her breaths are more important than my breaths. It would behoove you to speak with her while you can. I shall remain here, utterly loyal and inconsequential.
splendid. An audience. I was beginning to worry I'd die without one. Countess? Did you just address me as Countess? Did he now? How sweet. That sun-scalded half-breed always did mean well, even if he has the conversational grace of a bricked-up cellar. Do I look like some lace-draped provincial with a grain tithe and a hobby kennel? I'm a marchioness, you ignorant little envelope. Let the criers. We have discovered a pleb who can take instruction. I was Eulalia Hawthorne, marchioness, patroness, and now I'm just the ghost of better parties and worse decisions. Tours? No, thank the stars. Another bureaucrat sniffing around. Precisely the kind of dull company I avoid. Hands off, you clod! You'll tear my face away. No. I'm still wearing it because it goes with my dress. Of course it's stuck. There are tiny barbed claws secreted within the mask. I saw Una Byrne try to remove it, and half her face came away before she fainted. Idiot. The wine merely opened the door, but it was the masks that let death inside. Poison in the wine, poison in the mask. One to loosen the soul, one to pierce it. A double dose for double crossers. Leave the mask alone. By all means, prolong my suffering with your endless prattle. What happened? Fashion suicide, mainly. Graf Vero died smiling, the fool. Spilled his wine and his wit in equal measure. I do admire a man who keeps his mask on while choking. Graf Ansel Vero. A bloated tick in a borrowed title. He died as he lived. Loud, ridiculous, and surrounded by people pretending to like him. Blue. A coward's color. Fitting, really. He always did flee when anything required a spine. Or pants. Turns out my precious toxin modulator works. Slows the venom, preserves the drama. I'll die last, bloated with envy and resentment. Just how they'd want me. Oh, do not ruin this for me. I want to die with some shred of mystery, not flanked by bumbling concern. One last kindness, dear. My Mola. Kill them all. They'll spend my death pawing through jewelry and gossiping in the kitchen if you don't. It's a tradition, you know. The servants die with the mistress. Mostly forgotten now. Like manners and decency. But I rather like it. Please, kill the little wretches. Choke the life out of them before they sell my underthings for drink. Yes, cite your edicts while they rob me blind. Perhaps you'll get a commendation for your inaction.
Let's have it. No blood or teeth marks. Good. Consider yourself formally initiated into the losing end of noble etiquette. She talked to you, didn't she? That's more than most get. See, that's where you got it twisted. That woman's got venom for blood and a title where her heart should be. She talked because you annoyed her. Snapped her right out of that death spiral by reminding her just how much she hates lizard-browed provincials like us. Call it a success. You woke up the part of her brain still capable of sneering. The question is, did you learn anything?
Well, that's a wrinkle. Did the old bird say what color mask he was wearing? Back where I'm from, yellow marks a coward. But nobility tends to mistake fear for wisdom and wear it like gold. So find the wine stain next to a blue mask and you found our graph. We can work backwards from there. Of course he did. Might want to run that scanner of yours. Find out where the wine hit the floor. Then we'll have our starting point. Bold choice bringing a discount snooper to a high-born massacre. Still, point it at the mess. Might surprise us both. Sort out where the graph ended up. Then we'll talk.
Oh joy, you've returned. Ah, just when the silence was beginning to heal. The man in the sapphire mask believed he could hold court and chalice at the same time. He could not. I cleaned it. One more servant to fix what breeding fails to teach. He dropped his wine while gesturing about bloodlines as if his own hadn't already curdled. I cleaned it up. The wine came out, the stupidity did not. Ah, just when the silence was beginning to heal. If it reeks of desperation and mild opium, it likely belonged to the lady in the olive mask. She fancied herself mysterious. Mostly, she was just loud. She was mid-squabble with the one in red. Something about inheritance or infidelity or seating arrangements. Hard to tell with that set. She dropped it in the fray and made no effort to return it.
Let's have it. Let's hear it. First prize to the junior investigator. That fits the evidence. A can of pressed slig. It's good on toast. 5 cans of pressed slig. The man chose his agent well. Always does, though. Got an eye for talent, that one. Well, meanwhile, I came up with 2 names of my own. 8 masked assholes dead on the floor. Drank their guilt, now they'll sin no more. Speak to Theophilus about Agade Yamari. That's what the note says. I suggest you find out what our buttoned-up friend knows before he forgets.
Oh joy, you've returned. She was prone to a serious allergic reaction to a species of plant in our flower arrangement. She wished to sit as far away from it as possible. A common reaction to that particular flower. The wealthy chose aesthetic over practicality or safety. It's a wonder we can keep any of them alive. Alas, nothing pains me more than being unable to do your job for you. But I do not recall. I merely changed her seating arrangement prior to the gathering. I regret to say that the seating arrangement was the casualty of a wine-spilling incident by someone already deep in their cups.
Let's have it. Then let's have it. I'd say it's more of a Zaffrey violet, but that seems to align with my conclusions. Good work. I figured out one more. That snooper thing of yours chirped like it knows something? You didn't? Well, friend, lucky for you, we did. Confirmed an hour before you got here. The wine was poisoned. More than that, we've confirmed that the poison was not present in the wine caskets. Meaning? That's exactly correct. Someone doctored the vino after it was delivered. Always nice when the killer's polite enough to attend their own massacre. Turns out the wine was arranged by a man named Ambrose Lucifera. Fancy name for a glorified errand boy. I had him dragged in. Now's the time to go poke holes in his story.
Please do me the courtesy of telling me why I am being detained. What's the charge? Supplying wine to a banquet? A decadent Arrakeen banquet? Oh, balderdash, this is becoming intolerable. You've turned a juicy murder plot into something tedious. How could I possibly be involved with... Whom did you say was murdered? Well, now, see here. I merely arranged for the wine to be delivered. Everyone knows I have a knack for finding the best. These sealed bottles were poisoned. Oh, well, there you have it. I took no involvement in their glassware, merely in arranging for the reception of a very fine vintage. I trust this absolves me. A rare vintage from the planet of Grenbel, home of the exquisite Maros deer. A libation so fine even the most domineering Chussock snob would weep. Why, yes, any of the staff of the Solution Ball, as well as a few of the regulars, can attest to my presence. My debauching is quite conspicuous. Oh, goody, goody. With that unpleasantness out of the way, is there anything I can do to aid you in your remedial sleuthery? And now we are back to a morbidly fun game. Proceed. Could you be more specific on the colors of the pattern? That would be Lady Eulalia, voice like grinding rusty metal, but fancied herself a preeminent singer, with few in a position to tell her otherwise. Many were the laborious recitals we sat through. Still, she made an impression. Before you go, I did pass on a note to one of the guests. You'd have to ask Theopolis about the recipient. Rowella Ramsby. She inquired about a particular vintage of wine, feigning expertise, but that woman wouldn't know Amontillado from sherry.
Oh joy, you've returned. That name does not mean anything to me, but I will endeavor to answer as best I can. On behalf of whom? Ah, yes, the drunken peacock. The man dresses like a walking dessert tray and talks like he's auditioning for a play no one asked for. What would you call him? Now that you mention it, I did. The recipient was a woman wearing a terracotta-colored mask. Correct. Afraid so.
Let's have it. Very good. Was he still crying? Don't keep me in suspense now. Good instinct. Keep pulling at threads. We'll get somewhere ugly soon enough. All right, let's hear what you've turned up. Yes, that fits. Another off the list. Let's see here. If Rowella Ramsby was there, that means the other terracotta has to be... 2 masked assholes dead on the floor. Guess the toast hit harder than they bargained for. Calm yourself. We'll get there soon enough. Gotta build suspense. One of the remaining 2 guests is Lady Bianca Baghetti, a puffed-up hanger-on from a disgraced minor house. That means the last dead asshole is... Sub-Prefect Tors. No, I mean Tors is here. Good afternoon, Sub-Prefect.
There you are. Report. Don't look so slack-jawed. Who else were you expecting? I was delayed. A pity. Perhaps I might have averted this unpleasantness. A grisly thought. One I've already entertained. They are no more my people than you are. I watch them as Fenring commands. though their antics hardly inspire admiration. What manifest? Carthag. There it is. Motive. The killer is eliminating the survivors of old Carthag one by one. Revenge, concealment, or the quiet removal of a dangerous truth that could unpick alliances from here to Kaitane. Indeed, and if you've a name for the hand that signed that order, now would be the time to share it. There it is. Motive, opportunity, and means. Our assassin isn't merely killing, they're closing the book on Carthag. Yes. And how do you suggest I handle this? What have you learned of their methods? Then having failed here, where is our ghost's next haunt? Then I must go. To catch a killer. Don't be a fool. One sight of you and our ghost, as you call it, will vanish. Better you leave them to me. Yes, well, I never much cared for Cheops. There's nothing here. The killer saw us coming. Now the trail is cold, and we're going to have to report our failure to Count Fenring. You've been an adequate assistant. I'll put it all in my report. You can leave now and report back to whoever it is you report to. Stop! In spite of everything, the Master still wants you alive. To fulfill your mission. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. I still recognize you. Even with this face. Even with this flesh. You move like you always did. Smile like you always did. Don't follow me. I have a mission of my own.
And if you get in my way, I'll put you down. We can always grow you again, after all.
Oh, look, the kitten is back. Do we have business? No. Without other orders, you report to me. Tell me what happened in Arrakis. A face dancer? I've heard of them, kitten, but never expected to have to deal with one. What did it want? Revenge? For what? Perhaps, kitten. The destruction of old Carthag was a catalyst for many changes on Arrakis. Who knows what sparked it? But come now. I've heard nothing of a captured face dancer in Arrakis, so I assume the creature is dead. I see. So one of the Count's best men is dead, and the killer has escaped. I like you, kitten, but this is a failure. The Count will not be pleased. I will pull my network and try to find out where this creature went. I will confer with our employer and contact you when I have more information.
Finally. I've been trying to find a moment to contact you, but Mother is relentless. Luckily, she's distracted by a social event, so I can get out of the palace for a few hours. Can you meet me at the Seleucid Bowl in Arrakis? Same table as last time. Finally. You have no idea how frustrating it's been. Trying to find a moment to get away from my insufferable mother and... I'm sorry. You've just gotten here and I'm already venting at you. Bene Gesserit poise be damned. I'm just glad to see a friendly face. Now, tell me what happened in old Carthag. Shh. I should have warned you. Father has tightened up security since our mutual friend was spotted here last. Don't mention him. Don't say his name. Either of them. Thufir Hawat has eyes and ears everywhere. Almost certainly. Thufir Hawat even has men who can read lips in case of a cone of silence. But don't worry. Thufir has certainly judged you to not be a threat. Else you wouldn't be talking to me at all. Now, tell me about old Carthag. What did you find there? The Bene Tleilax. But what could they possibly want here? And why this obsession with finding the Fremen? And that recording we decoded. The sleeper. Why would the Bene Tleilax send you after him? Stilgar was a leader among the Fremen. Duncan Idaho made diplomatic contact with him before we came to Arrakis. I remember that meeting. I thought Gurney was going to start a war when Stilgar spat at my father. It's a sign of respect amongst the Fremen. Duncan had to explain it, but Stilgar... a hard man. As hard as this planet. He disappeared with the rest of the Fremen. If he is alive, I wouldn't even know where to start. And in return, they sent you after him. That might be the case, but it doesn't help much, does it? We still haven't found the Fremen, and we don't know where the sleeper went. I've always felt there was something special about you. But what about you? Does it bother you? I think if it was me, I'd be driven to know who I was, where I came from. It shapes who we are, even unconsciously. I could have ended this war. The reality is that I am in no position to judge anybody. Do you remember the last time we met here? And I saw somebody at the bar? His name is Fade Rotha, the Gnaw Baron of House Harkonnen. My betrothed. All I have to do is accept it. Marry the dashing nobleman. And all of this strife can end. My mother wants it. My father, well, he will accept it. But I can't. I can't bring myself to do it. And it isn't because of Fade Rotha at all. He's actually very charming, in spite of what he did to that bull. It's because I want to choose. So believe me when I say that I would never judge you because of who or what you were. I could end this war tomorrow, and I won't do it. That's who I am. And perhaps there is a way to figure out who you were. I have an idea, but no, it's probably too dangerous. This won't be like exploring dusty sieges or labs full of abominations. This will be going up against Mother. So much worse. With luck, she'll never know. If I can sneak you into the archives beneath the residency, we can search for your bloodline. That's not to give too many details. We're being watched, remember? Bring this token to Lien. She's one of the guards on the barricade outside the residency. She'll bring you inside, and I'll find you there.
Hail, citizen. Have you come to gawk at the plus great wonder that is the Arrakis residency? Or do you have other business? Aerie gave you this? You? Oh, look, never mind. She told me to bring you inside. And to make sure her mother didn't find out. But before we go, let me tell you a few things. I'll be taking all your weapons and your clothes. Don't be alarmed. I have a servant's outfit for you to wear. You'll blend right in. Are you ready? Come on then. Let's get you undressed.
Tonight, my parents are holding a banquet, and Count Fenring and his lady are the guests of honor. Mother wishes me to shine like a jewel for all to see. I think she's forgotten what Lady Fenring looks like if she expects anybody in the room to be looking at me. But enough. We need to go. The banquet is the perfect distraction. I'll keep my parents focused on the party. You can sneak into the archives. But we need to go. Now. Just a moment. That's it then. Make your way to the lower levels. The guards on the upper floors will probably just throw you out if they spot you. It gets trickier on the lower levels. You'll see. I'll keep in contact over the net, and when I can, I'll catch up to you. You need to stay out of sight. The troopers in the upper archives are good people. Don't hurt them. Get to the lower archives as quickly and quietly as you can. A lot of memories down here. 10,000 years of recorded Arrakeen history. Mother made me spend hours down here studying. I used to carve answers into the tables to help me pass her tests. The letters I carved into those tables. Pay attention. The Bene Gesserit have an archive of their own, buried in the lowest levels. The symbols I used to carve are the order of the test.
Who's that?
Huh? Who's there?
Wish me luck. I'm about to start mingling with the guests. Count Fenring is here. I can't abide that weasel of a man. Father says he is a deadly fighter, but he hides it beneath that mumbling veneer. Just be glad you aren't stuck at this banquet. One of the buttes, a water shipper, is pawing at a banker's daughter. This could end in a duel if it escalates.
Now let us shift our gaze from the past to the present, as we witness history in the making. Here stands Duke Leto Atreides I, head of House Atreides, ruler of Caladan, and rightful ruler of Arrakis. In the standard year 10191 AG, Emperor Shaddam Farino IV ordered House Atreides.
You still moving? The staircase to the lower archives is guarded. You'll need to distract them. Just keep it simple. Too much, and they'll call for others to help them investigate.
Though a cursory look at Arrakis seems to reveal an environment...
Identify yourself.
...hospitable to life. The desert planet is home to a surprisingly of flora and fauna, and perhaps the most pragmatic, most famous inhabitant. The sandworm is an autotrophic animal known only to dwell in Arrakis. They reportedly reach...
You might have trouble hearing my signal in the lower archives. The stone interferes. Down there, it's more like a catacomb than a library. The history of 10,000 years moldering in the darkness. No human guards, but the glow globes have motion sensors and automated alarms. Don't let them see you. If you get too deep in the archives, we might lose contact. Just keep moving forward, and I'll join you as soon as I can slip away. Can you hear me? If you can, listen. Do not try to find the entrance to the Bloodline Archive. I will come to you. There is a Solido projection and a deadly trap. Be careful. I'll slip away as soon as I can. When you... The lights are sensors. Careful not to disturb the forged stone.
External cognitive agent detected. Full sister authorization not present. Proceeding with limited access heuristic. Welcome, Acolyte, to Relay Node Seraph 1. This system archives the seeded vectors of the Mahdi prophecy, dispersed through oral tradition channels among desert tribes. Contained data is restricted. Decryption requires demonstrated comprehension of cultural vectors and myth-seeding protocols. Begin myth sequence verification. You will be tested on the illusions we crafted. Virtues rewarded, evils punished, love earned through valor, myths all. Your task is not to believe. Your task is to see. Question 1. What lie did we craft to make tyrants seem temporary, monsters forgivable, and systems of punishment appear enlightened. Correct. A necessary fiction. One that spares tyrants and executioners from their guilt. Question 2. Isolate the myth designed to sustain hope through deferred justice and moral inevitability. Correct. The dream of inevitable justice, woven so the meek would wait for thunder that never comes. Question 3. What lie did we whisper in incense and shadow that cloaked us in mystery and made obedience feel like awe? Correct. We shaped the unknown into a crowd and let them kneel before what they could not name. Question 4. What illusion did we embed in the myth of sacrifice so that the broken would praise the blade that cut them? Correct. The masterstroke of consolation. We taught them their pain was part of a plan, so they would not rise against its authors. You have spoken the illusions as we planted them. Few recognize them for what they are. Fewer still understand why they were necessary. Missionaria records unlocked. Proceed with caution. The weight of revelation is heavier than ignorance.
If I'd known you would get down here this fast, I'd have insulted the guild banker a lot sooner. Mother thinks I'm sulking in my room while she soothes their egos. Father's trying to talk to the good count and his lady, which involves a great deal of patience as Fenring mumbles and murmurs his way through a sentence. Well, I calculate we have a couple of hours before someone comes looking for me. Let's go and find out who you are. Or were? Exciting. One thing you can say about the Bene Gesserit, they don't think the word forbidden applies to them. Spectacular, isn't it? It's impressive that they managed to hide this down here for 10,000 years. Of course, I imagine the breeding matrix that they have at the chapter house is much more impressive. This one is simply a copy. Still, it has access to the complete bloodline registry of the entire Imperium. We can search for who you were.
Atreides, welcome. What is the nature of your inquiry?
Bloodline search.
Insert blood sample into receptacle. Processing.
Feels like we always end up here. You bleeding to further our cause. I've always hated this place. Since my mother explained to me my great destiny. A broodmare for their plans. No choice. No love. The future is a trap. I want to be free to choose.
Search complete. Information on this bloodline is restricted to Reverend Mothers.
Restricted? By whom?
Details of the Zalavar incident are classified for the security of the Imperium.
The security of the Imperium? What does that even mean?
It means that some secrets are too dangerous for petulant girls.
Truthsayer Jessica and Truthsayer Margot. Welcome. What is the nature of your enquiry?
Shut down. Daughter, this place is not for the uninitiated. Who have you brought here?
My friend, Mother. One who shares my fascination for the Fremen. We were doing genealogical work and wanted to test some samples.
Stop. Your lies are disappointing. The act of lying is one thing, but the tone, the voice control. Have you forgotten your training? If you want to lie to me, daughter, then lie to me.
Lie? To you? Like you lied to me about the betrothal? Like you lied to Father? It seems the only thing the Sisterhood has taught you is how to lie. This is my friend. Someone I'm trying to help. Someone who I trust. That is no lie.
I see. A friend. Perhaps a confidant. Maybe even a lover. Stand aside, Aristae. I want to ask your friend some questions. Like who they are and what they want with you.
There's no need for this, Jessica. I know this one. It works for my husband. Quite the skilled assassin, if what Hazimir told me is true. Why, Hazimir even told me that it killed Zantara the lion. Stabbed him in the back.
No. No. That isn't true. It can't be true.
Master your emotions, girl. And look. She is telling the truth. Aristae! I would have shielded my daughter from this pain. But perhaps in time it will help her to overcome weakness. For you, though, a quick death will be your mercy.
Sister, please. My husband still has a use for this weapon.
Very well, sister. You. If I ever see you near my daughter again, there will be no second chances. Aristae is to be left alone. Do you understand this? Then prepare yourself.
Off-worlder. If Noctua has brought you my distrans, then something is wrong. I have a feeling, a premonition, a touch of Tau. I came to Arrakis in search of... I'm not sure. Family, identity. I rejected the Imperium and the petty politics of the nobility. I found peace in the violence of the desert, a place to hunt. A spoiled young nobleman from Ix became a lion of the desert. Aristay and Stilgar are the only people I ever trusted with knowledge of both my lives. And now you. When I saw you among the wreckage, the tattoo on your cheek glowing, something seized me. The Darb, the demanding memory. I saw you, I saw the Sleeper. For a moment I saw both of you there on the burning ground. And then there was only you. Not the Sleeper. Just an off-worlder, like myself. The Fremen live. I know this is no surprise to you. They have withdrawn to the southern hemisphere, not for fear of persecution, but to preserve their secrets. Secrets that belong to them. My secrets are only known to Noctua. Things even Stilgar and Aristay do not know. Keep her safe, share your water, and she will be a loyal companion to you. Perhaps this premonition of mine is just bad spice. But if I am right, then this is the last message I will ever send you. I am Xantara the Lion. I am Bronso Vernius of Ix. And was your friend, Off-worlder.